How you guys doing today? I want to talk about 3 common credit repair myths, whether you're hiring a professional, and if you're looking at hiring one, link down below for a 20-minute free consultation, or if you do it on your own. So stay tuned. My name is Jay, and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector, a subsidiary of Clear and Strategic. Now, I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from management to owning 2 debt collection agencies. For the past 10 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit, and now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. For those of you who are new to this channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's go. Now, I definitely understand cleaning up your credit can be very stressful, especially if you don't have any idea of what to do. So you go on YouTube, you find a bunch of people with regards to what to do and what not to do, when a lot of the information across the internet is conflicting. Ultimately, you have to understand when you're deciding to look at someone's information with regards to credit repair, to find out the myths or what the truths are. Unfortunately, a lot of that stuff is learned by trial or error. So what happens? You listen to what someone says, you actually do it, and you see if it actually in fact works for you. Sometimes some information that you get, it may be outdated, it may be old. Sometimes the information just doesn't necessarily work for you. The great thing is you clicked on this video, Ask a Debt Collector. I've been in this industry for a very long time, and I understand the ins and outs with regards to everything. But one of the things that I always ask you, every single one of you guys to do, if you want to seek professional help, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have the credentials with regards to that. What I'm giving you is my opinion with regards to credit repair and how it has impacted my life and impacted clients that I've had. Nevertheless, let's get into 3 common credit repair myths. Number 1, opening many lines of credit will increase your score. Contrary to popular belief, I know if you think about it, you're like, well, hey, if I have a bunch of lines of credit, my credit score should increase. The reality is, a lot of times opening a lot of credit lines will in fact drop your FICO score in the beginning. Why? Because of the inquiries. When companies pull a copy of your credit report, that can drop your credit score 3 to 5 points, and that will happen. One of the things that I learned early on in my time of cleaning up my credit, just on a personal level, is I remember I only had 2 credit cards, and I had probably about a $15,000 limit on both of those credit cards at one point. And I had a 780 to 790 FICO score. Currently now I have about 9 credit cards on the personal side. I have over 6 figures of available credit. And the same thing, I keep a 0 utilization. My FICO score didn't necessarily go up because I had more credit. That's one thing that I thought, in my mind, I thought, well, hey, if I have available credit, 6+ figures of available credit that I keep a 0 utilization, my score should be higher than someone who only has 3 credit cards with half of that credit available for them. The reality is it's not looked at that way. Ultimately, your FICO score, having a bunch of credit lines is not going to necessarily increase or decrease. It's just the reality of opening up credit lines. What matters is paying on time and keeping your credit utilization down and not up. Number 2, closing credit accounts will increase your score. One of the things that I always tell people, unfortunately, this is what happens a lot of times. I'll find a client, they'll have one of those credit cards that they've had maybe for years, maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 years. And what ends up happening is they had a high balance, right, on that credit card. They maxed it out, let's say 10 grand, 9 grand or whatnot. Over the course of the time, all they've ever done was play the minimum balance. Eventually, through trial and error, they actually paid it off. They had some late payments or whatever the circumstance is. They pay the card down to a 0 balance. Because they do not want to get in that same predicament that they gotten before, where they charge the card up and then can't afford it, a lot of times they end up closing that account. Yeah, while I see that can be a very responsible thing, especially if you're a person who can't control yourself with regards to having that available credit, right? There are a lot of people out there. You shop, you have shopping problems or whatever the circumstance is. So out of responsibility, once you pay it off, you cut it up and you'll close that account out. unfortunately, what ends up happening is with that credit history, especially if it's 3-4 years plus, you end up losing that. And what ends up happening at that point in time, your FICO score will in fact drop. When you close out an account, your FICO score drops. Whether it's an installment account or a revolving account, when you close it out, your FICO score will drop. And the reason why is because your credit score is based on how long you can have an account and how long you can make those payments. That's why I'm a big advocate for revolving accounts, but you want to mix it up, have installment accounts. Ultimately, obviously, having the installment account like a mortgage is something you'll have forever. And believe it or not, a lot of those student loans out there, if you're making your payments over a long period of time and you're making it monthly, that actually helps your score. So if you have an account and you don't have the discipline with regards to the account itself, a good idea and something that I tell a lot of people to do is set up, if you have a Netflix account or you have something that's being charged every month that you know you're going to pay, set it up to that card in particular. Maybe cut up that credit card so you don't use it for anything else, and make sure you make those payments on time. Credit length and history is a very vital part of your actual credit score, and closing out accounts will not help you. Now, if you like the information that I'm giving you and you haven't had the time, be sure, pause the video right now, like this video so that it can be shown to a bunch of people, as well as if you're brand new to this channel, subscribe to this channel. And for every single one of you guys who have subscribed, I'm so grateful. I'm about 70 people away from hitting actually 1,000 subscribers and beyond. So thank you guys for that. Now, let's get into the third and final reason why common credit repair myth. And that is paying off loans early will boost your score. Similar to what I said before, I know it makes sense, right? I remember I learned one of the hard ways. I had a car and I ended up paying it off early. And in my mind, and it makes complete sense, if I pay off this loan early, my score should go up. It showed that I had a $20,000 loan, and in 2 years, instead of the 5 years that I signed on, I ended up paying it off. And what ended up happening? My credit score dropped. And the reason why is similar to what I said before, your credit history. Creditors want to see that you have accounts that you can pay on over time for a very long time or amount of time. The longer, the better. The longer your credit history, the better it is for your credit score. So understand, paying something off early with regards to an installment loan, regardless, I don't care what type of installment loan it is, initially your FICO score will drop. Your credit score will drop, but understand, the more and more credit lines that you have versus revolving and installment accounts, and that you're responsible with them, and that you don't have high balances, you keep a very low utilization on those cards, will actually impact and help your credit score. As you pay stuff off, especially installment loans, that's the main thing, it will go off. That's why I like revolving accounts, because revolving accounts constantly are there. People, you can have a credit card for 30 years just like you can have a mortgage, as long as you're making those payments every month on time and you're doing the things that you need to do. Down below is a 20-minute free consultation. Sign up. If you're in the 4s, the 5s, or 6s, and you're looking at getting into the 7s, I think it's very important. With inflation and everything that is happening, having good credit is a great way to pad inflation with regards to a lot of stuff that is transpiring. My only regret with credit repair is that I didn't start earlier. People are getting approved for credit while a lot of you guys are just sitting on the sideline. Sign up for that free consultation. Now, if you have any questions about credit or debt, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as I always state, you be great.